just gonna wing it here. This is upcoming February 3rd. I hit a milestone year. I'll be 50 years old. And it may be a surprise to some of you, but I've been white my entire life. From way back when it was like appropriate to still call me a white boy to now when it's no longer appropriate to call me that at all, considering my background and whatnot. 3-tour combat veteran, all kind of bullshit. Just want to, some pre-50, observations I've made, in my 49 years I've been here. These are just my observations. They're kind of factual. They're completely factual. I'm going to call bullshit on a lot of people. This is how I know that like white supremacy isn't really a thing anymore. I'm almost 50 years old, and I've never once in my entire life seen any example of it. And I'm from the South. I'm from Virginia. I grew up in the deep South, actually. I was born in Virginia. I've been in Mississippi, Florida, Georgia. Those are the places I've lived. I started in the military, obviously. I have never, ever seen these outward displays of white supremacy that people talk about all the time. They don't exist. They're not there. They're not there. I would think that at some point in my 50 years almost, I would have gotten a memo from somebody, to attend the Klan rally or some shit. It just hasn't happened. It's not there. As a matter of fact, I was a military brat as well before I joined the military. I grew up on bases that were, it was the whole cornucopia of people were there because it was a military base. This is how it was. I've been all over the world, and these things that y'all talk about, I don't see them. I don't see them at all. And like I say, I would know from our perspective, from our end at least, I would have heard something by now if that were the case. So I think a lot of y'all is full of shit. It's not really systemic racism; it's just a lack of effort on your part. I think it's important to be patriotic about if people who are all from the same country don't have some kind of like vested interest in their country, be it through service or property ownership or anything like that. If they have no stake in the game, it's pretty easy to not be patriotic. It's pretty easy to start hating that country. It's pretty easy to start making up excuses. It's pretty easy to start pointing the finger and blaming everybody else. But that's why patriotism, along with like a healthy level of nationalism, is actually important. Because you'll never see me talk shit about like Jasmine Crockett or AOC or any of them or Elizabeth Warren. You won't see me talk shit about that at all, ever. I just won't do it. But when you get a bitch like Ilhan Omar talking the shit she talks, and she ain't even from here, and she's doing so in our house, the House of Representatives, I mean, and just talking mad shit all the time about us, the Americans, that bothers the fuck out of me. I will talk shit about that bitch all day long because she ain't even from here. And Jasmine and the rest of them, they're around the way girls. They're from here. They can talk as much shit as they want to. They're from here. That's nationalism. That's patriotism right there. I have their back on that shit, but it just, if fuck with me all you want, but if you fuck with anyone of my people around me, as far as this country goes, then you have some problems with me. What happens when you don't have that is what's happening to people like me right now. We're coming from a war, a 20-year war, and we're being called racist for no damn reason for the first time in our lives. And our friends are killing themselves left and right, and nobody cares about it. Nobody cares. While we're like coddling people who aren't even from here. We're not even from here. Illegal aliens and people like Ilhan Omar. And you have these people, these first-generation immigrants are becoming millionaires of fraud and scams. They're all becoming millionaires. They talk about generational wealth all the time. Like, I don't know a single white person that has generational wealth. I don't know anybody. I don't know people in this that end of this financial spectrum. They're not my people. But all these first-generation immigrants who are here just scamming the fuck out of the system, becoming millionaires, like overnight, like it ain't shit. But you're worried about like shit that I don't have, and I can't give you because I don't have it, and I wouldn't give it to you in the first place because it's not yours. But I can't even get. Here I am, 3 years just trying to get my fucking back fixed. Can't get health care even though I can use the VA. I have Medicaid too, which is also shit. It's garbage. It's trash. I keep talking about these things like just because the program exists doesn't mean it's helping anybody. It's all garbage. I gave 12 years of my life serving this country. I spent the last 15 years fighting the VA, and people want to talk about some shit that happened to somebody they didn't know 250 years ago. Well, I deal with this shit right now. I don't know. You call media pressure. I think it's the other way around. And so I can just look at the demographics of the VA itself. The people that work there don't look like me. They don't. It's most mid-management, low-level management type. Those are usually women, and they're usually not. They don't look like me. They don't. And I go in there to try to get healthcare, and I can't get it for some reason. And it's constant. It's a constant fight. And I've never once, in the entire time I've been a VA patient since 2010, I've never had like a white clinician at all. Doctor or for psychologist, never. It's always been a woman usually most of the time too. And they want somebody who looks like them. I just want somebody to be competent. That's all I want. Just be competent. Know what the fuck you're doing and actually give a shit. I mean, there's no reason why I should be going through the shit I go through all the time. There's absolutely none. And it hits even on a more personal level because when 9/11 happened, I think I was, let me think, how old was I? Like 26? I was married at that point in time. I ended up deploying 3 times. I ended up getting hurt the 3rd time. And like I had my whole, I've learned something else in life. Like, but man makes plans and God laughs. I had my whole life planned out. I really did until that day. That day, it's a split second where everything changed in a heartbeat. I came home and I was just trying to like get better at that point. The thought of having kids it ended when I got hurt. I was 30. I think I've just turned 30, maybe 31. So I was still in that age range, perfect time to have kids, but I couldn't because I was trying to get better. That kind of injury and that kind of out of the blues lifestyle change, it fucks the marriage up. And it's me and my wife divorced. I've never been married since. And I don't have any kids, obviously, because my goal if I was gonna have kids was to stay with their mom. I mean, that's what would have been important to me, especially as a military brat, you know, who was currently in the military at that point in time. And I never want to have kids because I know what it was like as a kid to not have my dad around or my stepdad for that matter, because they're always deployed, they're always gone. And I told myself I would never do it to my own kids. Then 9/11 happened, you know, and everything changed. But the worst part about that is I don't have any kids, so there won't be like my own family, my own children there later on when I get older. They're not there. They never existed. But what's even more fucked up is all my closest friends. They're all died now too. They're all killing themselves. Because of the war, the same shit. They're other veterans for the most part. We're my closest friends, and they all committed suicide. So not only do I have my kids that I never had later in life, I don't have my friends either. They're gone. They're already gone. So I face this future, this prospect of a future where I have nobody around me at all. That's pretty scary. I don't know what's going to be like. Sorry. I don't know what's going to. Shoot. I'm too busy fighting the system all the time to have any time to go meet anybody or make new friends and all that kind of bullshit. I just don't have the time. And I also don't have the energy to put towards anything but this. And you all talk about time like it's you have all the time in the world, and man, that ain't the case. I live by NASOCN. If you're wondering what those noises are, those are F-18s. So I grew up. My junior high school is right down the street. It's not. VB Juniors flipped around. It's a new school. They tore the old one down and rebuilt a new one. I'm 4 miles away from where I was born at. In the largest Navy base in the world, right around the corner. I came home. This is where I'm from. I'm shit. You have any idea how old this shit is? If you're local, that's an old ass shit. This ain't a remake. This ain't a reprint. This is from the '90s. Actually, this might be from the '80s. That's how. Actually, I was wearing a WRB hoodie last night. As a matter of fact, I think. I'm as local as I goddamn boardwalk, and I don't really know anybody anymore because they're all dead. That's a bitch. To be where you're from and not really know anybody. Watching y'all tear apart the country I fought for reasons that aren't even true. Not even real. Things were actually getting better. They're getting a lot better. And you just decide to rip wounds wide open again and just go a whole different direction. It made no sense at all. Man. I don't attack people. I never have. There's no point in punching down. I don't do that either. I want to attack a person personally. I'll go after their ideologies, their beliefs. If their beliefs are shit, and yeah, that's whatever. But you're doing the same shit to me. But you're coming to me for no reason whatsoever at all. It's just unjustified. And this DEI shit, I know we talk about it a lot, but it's as if say a stereotypical version of a misogynist white supremacist walked into a room, and then you realize he's not white, It's not a male, but he could be anyone else. That's what it feels like now. Because all this white supremacy shit. That's you guys are screaming for the tenets of white supremacy. That's what you're doing with all this DEI shit. It's the same shit. Just flipped it on. You're basically arguing for white supremacy because that's what DEI is. I mean, but you're arguing for it, not me. You're trying to like cure hatred with hatred. And I see this from a mile away. And this colonizers and colonized shit. Let me remind y'all real quick about the Scottish and the Irish and the Jews. And we were the original colonized people. The original. The Irish have never colonized anybody. We ran away from that shit. And my family, my family got here in 1862. 1862, he left Ireland during the height of the so-called potato famine, which actually was the Irish genocide by the English people. That's what it actually was. And my great grandfather, he got here. He went he left Ireland and ended up in Kensington, like the worst part of Philadelphia, then and now. He was conscripted into the Union Army 3 weeks after he got here, and he was eventually assigned to General Sherman shit as part of the March to the Sea. So he literally got here, got off the boat. 3 weeks later, he's in the Union Army. He's pushing down through like the deepest part of the Confederacy, and basically freeing enslaved people along the way. That's what my family did when they first got here. It's the very first thing they did. They weren't even from here yet. That's why, like in Savannah, in Georgia, St. Patrick's Day is so big. It's because of Irish people, like my grandfather showing up and getting put part of Sherman's army because Sherman, he liked the Irish. He knew he could trust them. They're hard workers, and that's why Savannah has such a big St. Patrick's Day. It has nothing to do with the South. It's the people who came, like my grandfather left Ireland and ended up at Kensington in Philadelphia in 1862, and ended up part in 1864 was in Savannah pushing to the sea. That's where they came from. I'm a son of the South. I'm the first member of my family born in the South, the very first. The rest of my family is all from Philadelphia and Ohio and shit like that. I'm the first one born below the Mason-Dixon line. And every generation has been in the military. Everyone. We have been in every single war this country has fought since the Civil War. But I can't get health care. And nobody wants to listen to the shit we're dealing with because of the VA. We're not talking about a minor issue. This thing on my spine right now, I always bitch about my hip. It's actually my spine is fucked up. When it first started out, after the first, I'm going to go from the first actual MRI I had was in 2024. Something started in 2023. It showed like a bulging disc and like a impinged nerve. I now have 4 fully ruptured discs and several nerve impingements that have occurred. And that occurred between 2024 and 2025. They've done absolutely nothing. They've done nothing. So what's happening right now is my spine is basically collapsing on itself. Because you can't go 3 years dealing with what I've been dealing with and not have any kind of medical treatment whatsoever. It's just going to fall apart. I'm on the second floor of the building I live in still. I can't get them to move me downstairs. I fall on the steps all the time. It's insult to injury. Like it's like in a literal form. It's fucked up. The shit I'm going through right now. The shit that people go through in general. There's a lady downstairs. She's 80 years old and she's having to move again because she can't afford to live here. And she's going to a place called Russell's House on the street, which is much cheaper. She wanted to get in there, which is good, but she has nobody to help her move her shit. She had like some company came out and moved the bulk of her shit, but she can't clean her. So she's 83 years old, man, and she's relying on me to do it for her. And I can't because I can hardly walk these days. But she doesn't deserve to be dealing with that shit. But I don't know how to tell her. I can't really lift a bunch of shit. I can't do a bunch of shit right here because my own medical issues that I can't get addressed. And that's my future right there. She's my future. Because the way the world is right now, and I don't have anybody. But I still don't want her to feel that way now. Some of y'all like rely on me for way too much shit. I'm not talking about her. I understand her situation. She's 83 years old. She's a son around here. He's a fucking alcoholic piece of shit. I've met him a couple times. I'm not gonna talk trash about him. That's pointless. We all have our shit in life, but it's Thanksgiving Eve, by the way. I don't know if whenever you see this, just so you know, I'm thinking about a lot of shit right now. This country, I went and fought for it. I didn't have kids because of it. I'm home now, and my own countrymen aren't helping us. So my friends are all dead, and I have nobody because of it. This country just keeps taking from me. And you guys have been like, yeah, I'm not asking for anything other than what I was promised in the first place. And have some kind of agency of my own, my one and only existence. That's all I want. I can't have a VA claim on one I'm on now. This is my third claim. It's been drawn for 7 fucking years, man. I filed that claim before COVID was even a thing. And I'm still fucking with it. And they're still fucking me up on it. Because the fucking VAs just do, I post about it all the time. Just go look at my feed. I don't know, man. Y'all got to fucking like come with some real shit. Because I'm not your problem. You are my problem, though. And it's becoming too much of a problem for me to handle. So deal with it, please.